Hello there and welcome to How to YouTube, episode 4. Again, a series about all the tools I use on a daily basis on YouTube and how to set them up so you guys can do the same sort of thing. So today's episode is going to be about the camera, image sources, and all the different sort of the sources you can have, all these. Because there's some useful ones in here that we sort of glanced over in the last time round, but this time I'm going to go into a bit more detail. Most importantly, this is actually going to be the camera and chroma keying. I'll do chroma keying later, probably in another episode dedicated to filters. But that's how you do your green screens and stuff. But this is going to be all about the actual filters themselves, the actual scenes themselves, sources. Okay, so you've already seen the monitor source, which I used earlier as an example because it's very, very useful for capturing the whole monitor. Well, today we're going to talk about all the others. So very quickly run through them. Image is a single image. Simple enough. It's a picture I want to put on screen. Slideshow is pretty much, I point at a folder or a bunch of files and say, hey, can you display these in a sequence and transition between them? Because that'd be really, really useful, thank you. Browser source is a web page, media source is a video, text is text. So I'm going to go through mostly, figure out most yourself, but just show you an image, a very simple image. And I'm going to put my logo here. I'm going to say browse. I'm going to go to my directory where I keep my logos. And then these are my logos and all the pictures and files I use on a daily basis. I can say, hey, can we have my end card? And we'll pop that there. There's my end card. And this is what I use for into live streams and stuff like that. So you've got my actual end card used on YouTube. It's got the Patreons over here. It's got the logo, all the normal nice little bits that you want on your end card. Now that wants to be down near the bottom. So if the monitor turns on, the monitor's on top of the logo rather than the logo, well, being on top. Actually, I really should rename that. Let me just rename that. Rename that to end card. And sorry about the loud keyboard, but I have a mechanical keyboard and they're kind of loud. So the end card is when the monitor, let's say, oh, we've finished doing what we're doing, boom, turn off the live stream or turn off whatever recording, turn that little that source off, and the end card's always sat at the bottom, just waiting to jump in there and get itself nice and captured, which is perfect. But assuming we didn't want that, maybe something a bit more subtle for the ending, or maybe we wanted it but we want something else. What we can do is say, oh, my logo, image again, logo, that's not even how you spell logo. 1 second, rename, logo. And I did actually kill it. So when you right click on the new properties, it takes you back to the same screen it would do when you first create it. It always starts you with the properties so you can get going from there. Okay, browse. There's all the pictures. Remember them from before? Let's pick my logo. That's my 1000 pixel border logo. Boom. There's my logo, nice and pretty. I can say don't have it unloaded, which is that one, or unload it. So basically that one says right now when the picture's not being shown, keep it in memory because I'm going to need it quickly in case I'm switching. That one means if I'm not using it, unload it. It might take a little bit longer to load when I need it, but I don't need that often. So it also saves on memory having that ticked because obviously it's not in memory all the time. But there's the logo. And the benefit of the logo being like that is if I turn the monitor back on, boom, there it is right in the center. Doesn't really help with this particular background. You know what? Monitor go away, end card, boom, end card. Put the logo there, shrink it down, there's my logo, turn the monitor back on, boom, and then the logo's still there. So you get these little overlays. I can click on that, you can move it around, resize it, shrink it down, put it in the top corner. You get all the flexibility of that with your actual so you click from there, you can resize the actual monitor because it's the one behind it. And the logo always stays on top because it's in this sequence on the top. So I'm going to get rid of the monitor capture, boom. And we've got this the two overlays now. That one looks a bit crappy because it's on blue. We can drag it and put it into the black. Look at that one there, look. The mirror. So you got so the logo's very useful. If you see any live streams with like a logo in the top corner, or YouTube videos, chances are they've done it like that. Let's sort of make it small, bring the monitor back in, it sits there all the time, always doing its little thing. Turn the end card off, boom, there it is. So that's entirely possible what they're doing with the logo. It's a very simple image. Now this end card is a bit crappy because it just sits there and says, hey, this is my end card, which is fine for an end card, but you probably don't want that as your main thing. So what we can do is say, actually, we don't want the end card there. We want the end card over here. So scenes, like I said, I'm going to do scenes and sources today. So scenes are like scenes in a play or scenes in a film. They're a bunch of different sources all together. So if we've got the main scene here, which I've renamed that to make it more obvious. Main. We create a brand new one. And we call this one start, and we create another one after that called end. Okay. In the end one, we say, actually, can we have an image? And can we have an existing image, because we created one earlier, my end card. Every time you create one, you can just use it again. If you delete the last instance of it, it goes away. Boom, there's the main card. Okay, very simple. On the start, we say add a slideshow. So slideshows are just like the image one, apart from you give it a whole bunch of things. So I'm going to do here is streams. Now the way this works is you say, I want to add a a directory, and I'm going to point it at one of my directories, game directory, my OBS, and I'm going to point it at my prison architect directory there. I'm also going to give it directory, OBS, my RimWorld directory, so it's got both my directories. It'll display each one for 8 seconds, that's 8,000 milliseconds, and it'll take 7 seconds to transition between the two. We'll randomize the playback, okay, and there it is. That's the actual transition. Now each picture is a slightly different size. It will deal with that appropriately, but I recommend you shrink those down, make them fit. If you're going to use this for something big, use a 1080p image, because these pictures are actually really, really large that I've got here. They are, I think they're something online, the 4K. I set them up that way. Randomness. But there they go. So now you see how it's sort of transitioning between them. Now because this is a start screen, we want to also have something on here. So hey, give me some text. And starting soon. And it's just normal text. We'll say stream is starting soon. Simple thing there. Stream is starting soon. The font we'll choose Bell. No. Yeah, actually this one. That one looked quite nice. What was that? That one. We'll use that one. We'll make it bold. We'll make it a font size 48. And we're going to go down here, and we can change the thing to say, I want the text to be blue with green. So it's blue and green like that. It's horrible colour scheme. Why did I do blue and green? I don't know. Blue, dark blue. Yes, dark blue to maybe a lighter blue. Or you can just choose the very simple blue to blue. Okay, I'm choosing dark colours, but if I said black, boom. Okay, and we'll do black because I kind of like the one colour. There we go. Stream is starting soon. Give it an outline, boom, and drop shadows. Probably not good with black, I must admit. So if you were to say white and white, there you go. You got an outline, got a shadow on the text. You can word wrap it if you want. You can choose text widths. Boom. There's the text we created earlier. Make it as big as we need it to be. And then there. The stream is starting soon. It's amazing. It's brilliant. It's good. It does all the things we wanted to do. It's amazing. And we've got stream starting soon. We've got a picture randomly generates and walks around. And you know what? Why not add in our very, very nice logo at the same time? Put our logo just there. Stream starting soon. That's a bit blurry, so we go back into properties. And remember we set the font size at 48. Maybe we go a lot higher. Maybe go font size 100. Because the font size, we're shrinking it down. We're actually making it grow. By stretching it, we're making it blurry. But there we go. Very, very nice. So we've got a few sources there. We've got the logo. We've got this picture that changes every 10 seconds, I think it was. It takes 7 seconds to transition. It's doing quite nice, isn't it? And also, when we go, hey, and welcome to the stream, we come here and we drop the end card, we bring the monitor up. So we go, stream is starting soon. Hey, everything's great. Mainstream, boom. Welcome, 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 welcome. Look, we move around everything. Ah. We've got the logo there, we've got the monitors. All that's doing good. Then we do the stream and then we go, hey, thanks for coming. I'll see you all later. Boom. Switch to that scene. So you set your scenes up with appropriate little pieces in there. And they overlay very nicely. Which is great. I think that's good. I like that. So you got your 3 scenes. You got your we're about to start, the one we're in progress, and you got the one we've ended. Everything's just as you want like it. But you know what you really want to do? What you really want here is a browser source. And this is going to be, what do they call it now? They renamed themselves. It's Streamlabs, formerly known as Twitch Alerts. Streamlabs. And you say, okay, I want to look at this web page here. It's a web page I picked up from their alert box. It's going to be 800 by 600 pixels. You can tweak that as much as you wish. 30 frames a second is fine. There's some CSS. If you know CSS, how to custom color code stuff, play around with that, make it all nice and fancy, all brilliant. Shutdown when not active, always good again if you're not going to be pulling the internet continuously. You've got local file if you want to point at a local HTML file, but this is the web address that they've given me, and I just press OK, and then the page loads. Now, the thing about Streamlabs is it looks like it's nothing there. Let me just make that a bit bigger because I did say it 2 times. Right now there's nothing there, but if I go and say, hey, can you show me a follower? Wow, look at that, a follower. I'm following myself. So that little pop-up, that little animation there, that's coming directly from Streamlabs. So Streamlabs are saying, hey, that's all. We can have a donation alert, dun, 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 dun. Hosting alerts, and finally the bits. I don't have any subscription alerts because I'm not that big on Twitch to have a subscriber base. I have followers on, they are amazing. Yeah, so the actual people are following me and doing stuff, those alerts, they're all sent through their dashboard. That's the animation from the website. That's all done through that one there, and it's at the very top. So if I place my logo over the top of it, like there, and my logo sits below it in the list, if I say give me a follow alert, it goes on top of the logo. Whereas if I put the logo on top, boom, the logo will be on top of it. So you really want your Streamlabs to be at the very top because quite frankly it's the most important part, isn't it? And there we go. So that's very, very simple. We can do that there on that part. We can go over here, say actually here I'd also like a browser source please. I'd also like the Streamlabs over here. Only here I'd like to put it in this bottom corner, top corner over here. There we go. So when we're on the start screen and people follow, boom, right in the center. Yeah, thanks for following. On main is over in the top corner, and on the end card it's not there at all. So there we go. That's not really fair. What if someone follows when we're finishing up? Well, then we do another one. We add the same thing in. We'll move over here into the bottom where this blue bit is because that makes perfect sense. So now we're starting, and somebody follows us. It's amazing. We switch over to there. We switch over to there. It moves around as needed, and we got that one little scene all doing that work for us. So that is a nice little jaunt into the stream setup scenes. Now, I know you've all been waiting for, you all wanted and you've all been waiting for an amazing access to the camera. Cameras, add. And this one is a video source, video capture device. These are cameras. I'm going to call it camera. Now you can have as many cameras as you want, but you can only have one source per camera because cameras in Windows especially can only be accessed once. So if Skype's accessing your camera and you open your OBS, your OBS can't use the camera until you close Skype and then reopen. So be aware of that when you do it. Boom, picks up the camera immediately. Hello, that's me. Picks up the camera immediately. There's the camera, and with this camera for some reason it has a squared image by default, even though it's a 720p camera. If you get that, go to here. It says device resolution type, device default, which is it's picking up default wrong basically. Go custom, and then just drop down here, pick your resolution. This is a 720p camera. And there we go, 720p camera. With your cameras, you can configure all the information. You've got the configure there button, lets you tweak these. With this camera, I tend to play with the white balance sometimes, especially in summer when it gives us like a really big hue on it. You've got in here, I tend to find the exposure and the focus. They get a little bit sensitive when the light levels change, so I tend to put them on manual. But they look okay at the moment, but that's how you do it. So you can tweak those and say, actually, can I have the exposure set really, really high, really, really low? And the more exposure you have, the worse things look, and it sort of lags out a little bit because it's doing extra exposure. Put back on auto. Okay, so setting that to really like high exposure, like -3, -2, -1. So much extra light is needed that it sort of lags it all out. So that's what we do there. Right, crossbar. I don't know, I've never seen the crossbar on mine. Deactivate when not showing. Again, it saves on CPU, and it's great because if you say on my end card and my start I don't want it, but on the main I do. So when you switch between them two, the camera will actually turn off. There is a slight delay though, so if I leave it on right now, main, you can see where I am. Hi, just put me over here where I like to be. And if I go to the end, and then I'm talking, I go to the main, and I'm talking, I go to the start, and there I am, immediately, no problems. But if I go into here and say deactivate when not being used, I go to the start, I can see my camera being turned off. I go back to ready for start and switching it now, and then there is a small delay before the camera kicks in. That delay is literally just the camera activating because the camera wasn't told to stay active at all times. Let's turn that back on to active at all times. There we go. Okay, We will talk about the green screen which is behind me right now. We'll talk about that in the next episode because this is all about the actual sources and scenes. You've seen how the scenes work. Those scenes are very, very simple. They're just moving around between them. But we're going to do these. Now add, we got the browser source which you've seen, which is the Streamlabs. Now again, if I go back to my Streamlabs over here and I say give me a follow alert, you can see it's behind me right now. So even the camera wants to be second position. Most people put the camera at the top. No, camera should be second position. That guy over here should be always in front of me because your followers are the most important thing. Yes, they are the most important. Yeah. So because they are the most important thing, make sure that your Streamlabs or whatever you're using for notifications is always at the very top. Okay. Now, what else we got in here? We have. Well, I'll make my camera a bit smaller because you don't want to look at me. There you go. That's better. What other sources we have? Media sources is the same as image sources. It's just a video. I don't actually have any spare videos to show. And the videos I do have are all unedited and it would just, yeah. Text you've seen, display capture you have seen, Windows capture and game capture. You've seen them when I did the game in the original, but I'll do one again. We just load up a game very quickly. I kind of leaning around the window so you can see me. Okay, so RimWorld. We say here, we're going to say game capture. So we're going to say window capture. Window capture Rim, just so we know what it is. And there it is immediately. It picks up RimWorld only because it's the first one in the list. It could have been anything, but it has picked up as the first one in the list. Because window capture is looking for a window game, because I run all my games in window mode. And then we got match by the class, that's suitable name, capture the cursor, multi-adaptive compatibility, all the normal good stuff. Now, the problem is the game's at the very top. Game actually always wants to be near the bottom. Not like that, not like there. In fact, we're actually in the wrong scene. Let's go away. Camera, go away. You're in the wrong scene. We're doing it all in main. That's why you got to be in main. Get rid of the monitor capture. Thank you. So let's bring the camera back because, I know you all want to see the camera. Now, you notice that camera's not in existing in mode because I deleted the last version of it. So that's the important part. And again, all my configurations, resetting, boom. 720p, please. 720p. Oh, do I have to literally click in there because I can't scroll wheel? I'm a lazy person. Thank you. Right, put my camera back over there. Snap you over there. And then we go back. Right, now, remember we did before? We had this. Where are you hiding? Window capture. Window capture. RimWorld. World. There we go. RimWorld. Capturing that one. There it is. It's at the top, unfortunately. Bring it down. Put it down sort of there, below the monitors, below the king cards. King card can actually go away. We don't need that there. Game capture we've done before. But now you notice that that's there. So even if I turn the monitor capture on, nothing. Monitor capture, you have to turn the RimWorld off first. The logo's on top. I'm on top of that. And the Steam alerts thingies are boop. Boom. There. So all of it's actually working exactly as we wanted it to do so. We've got all the overlays, everything is lined out. And these are all really, really useful things. I mean, we've just got audio input outputs. There's literally additional microphone sort of slots. We've got mic and auxiliary, which is our what we use for the actual microphone over here. So you can bring in like external DACs and stuff. Game capture, you've seen game capture, which is this one. And the same as the window capture, but it focuses on capturing the game rather than the video. Can do frame rate limiting and transparency and stuff. Probably don't recommend it because they do had a lot of overlay in the CPU side of things. Is there any more of those to do? Game capture, display capture you've seen, video capture you're looking at right now. Scene, oh yeah, scene you can say grab me another scene. So I'm going to grab the end card. Boom. There we go. Everything we do inside that one is now here. So we can actually say bring that down to there. Put that there. And now anything we do in the end card appears there. So if we actually go back to Streamlabs and say, hey, Streamlabs and say, can you show me that? There, and because that one's actually a little bit version of that. There you go. So you can actually embed scenes on top of scenes to make a really elaborate scenes for some reason. Not sure why you don't do that. There are reasons, but yeah, you might as well just build each scene custom, I find. But then that actually covers everything to do with scenes and sources. We're going to do, next episode we'll do the filters. The filters are very, very interesting. They're how you do the green screens and colour shifting and stuff like that. That should be a shorter episode, but I think that's better off for its own episode, just because it's going to be about green screening as well, and green screening is a semi-complicated process in its own right. But that'll all be for next time. Until then, comments in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Don't ask me why. I do that every single time. Even the camera's not on, I do it.